My fiancé went silent after family drama over. I need advice and want to share the full story. Hi all. I'm going through a really painful and confusing situation, and I want to share everything transparently to get honest advice. Background. Me and my fiancé were excited about buying an apartment together. He was very happy about it and promised me he'd take it. The apartment was in a good location, closer to where he wanted to be, and we both thought it was a good deal. We both are new to buying apartments, but his parents have experience buying multiple houses and apartments before, including his siblings, so I assumed they'd have helped him check all costs. He was going to write the contract, but suddenly, he said it was too expensive, even though he never really checked fully before promising me. This felt strange because his family is experienced, and he seemed confident at first, but then backed off. When I asked him why the sudden change, he blamed me for not being done with university and wanted to save up more money, but this wasn't a problem at first, because I already asked him and he said no, I want this so we can start our life together. But then after few whys he told me that he took some advice from his parents. I told him, if they're experienced, why didn't they check properly before? It didn't make sense. I was confused since he already spoke to his parents and they agreed that he would buy it without a problem. I shaked it off and told him I was okay waiting to search again in a few months. It's just an apartment. OFC, I was frustrated and told him that it was not okay that he made a decision with them without including me, but since that happened, I don't want to hear it no more. Right after he called off the deal, his mother started messaging me. Here's the timeline and excerpts of what happened. First, messages from his mother. She wrote trying to calm me down, saying she thought I was upset or angry about the apartment situation, even though I was calm and had spoken with my fiancé directly. She said things like she didn't want conflict and wanted to make peace, and that there are plenty of apartments nearby which I didn't have a problem with, but it was too far from my job and his job, so there was no point for us living there. I replied calmly, trying to clarify. I told her I wasn't angry or upset, that me and my fiancé had talked, and that I didn't see the problem. But she kept insisting she thought I was mad. I kindly explained I wasn't and that me and my fiancé already spoke about it, and that I know that she has a mother care for him, but we are grown-ups and know what to do. After 3 days, she also reacted with confusing emojis, thumbs up, sad, angry, laughing, to a message I hadn't even opened yet, then deleted those reactions, ***. When I saw it, I didn't really know what to say, and I assumed one of her grandkids took her phone or something like that. But I didn't answer. My fiancé told me that what I wrote to his mother was unacceptable, but he never explained what exactly. ***, I don't understand how she or he thought I was mad or disrespectful when I wasn't. And if my fiancé had told her I was upset, why did he never tell me that or discuss it with me? He accused me right away. She sent a third message accusing me of being disrespectful ***. She said my messages were unacceptable and that I was misunderstanding things, implying I was sending hostile messages, which I wasn't. I was polite and honest. She said things like, he is too young to get married, and made other negative comments about our relationship timeline, despite having married quickly herself. Also brought up old stuff that had nothing with this to do. Matter of fact, we already spoke about it and cleared the air, but she brought it up for the third time. She kept posting pictures of him for 3 days in a row, explaining how well-behaved and respectful and how she's the reason behind his manners while I'm bleeding inside. I repeatedly told my fiancé how hurt I was that he never stood up for what's right, as he knows I never disrespect anyone and especially in-laws. Instead, he sided with her and said there was no misunderstanding. He shared all our private conversations with his mother and family, including things I told him about how I felt, which made me feel betrayed. When I tried to reach out when he said it was unacceptable, he ignored my calls and messages. Here is a direct example of one of the messages his mother wrote to me. She said, "You are being disrespectful by accusing us. You misunderstood everything and you are sending wrong signals." But I never accused her of anything. I was simply explaining my feelings and confusion. Said that we are grown-ups and these are small conflict that we can solve by ourselves, and we do not want to bother her as she already has a lot on her mind already. He told me he was waiting for me to call and blamed me for delays, but I was waiting for him to communicate clearly. The whole thing felt inconsistent. I felt like because me and my fiancé didn't really argue about the apartment, she still wanted to find something else to talk about. He admitted that they read the messages with their intentions, but he still sided with his mother. Now he has been silent for 10 days. I feel like they are pushing him away from me or controlling the narrative. I want to understand if I was wrong or if I'm being unfairly judged. I want to know how to handle this silence without pushing him away. I want to show the actual conversations so people can judge the situation fairly. I love him deeply, but I feel alone in this. I am hurt by how much he shares with his family, especially his mother, and how they undermine me. I want us to communicate openly and honestly, but now I feel shut out and confused. I just want to have a normal relationship without having parents or anyone else always influencing and him trying to please both sides. If anyone has been through something similar or can offer advice on how to rebuild communication or deal with family interference, please help. I just know she's behind everything since he is telling her everything.